Channel 5. Troy Williamson defends his British Super Welterweight Championship against the pretty boy Josh Kelly. Who wins? Find out Friday, December the 2nd, 9 p.m, live and free on Channel 5.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.
Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Well, Shane, you must be a very happy man. I've just showed Tommy the TV angle, and it looks even better than it did in person. That is a serious old knockout.
Yeah, mate, I was actually genuinely really scared at first because the way the guy felt was like motionless, like his whole body had just shut down. And I got a bit worried. I told Tommy to calm down a little bit, just make sure he's all right. But luckily, he's safe and sound, speaking well and all that, legs working and everything. So, which is good to know. Now I can actually enjoy it. But yeah, listen, I've been saying it for a while, and like people look at you like you're an idiot when you're saying it because he's like a 2-0 prospect. Now he's 3-0, and I'm telling you now, he is the hardest puncher pound for pound in British boxing right now. He's putting over big heavyweights, world-ranked heavyweights, British, European level cruiserweights and heavyweights as well, in sparring and knocking them out, and then never coming back. So like that's only a little bit of what he can do actually, and he can have his first 6-rounder early next year, and you'll see a bit more there. And it's going to be frightening. It's going to be a crazy, great journey, and it's going to be scary for the opponents. But I'm really excited about this Fletcher journey, and he's improving a lot every time as well. Like even at the beginning round, he's getting behind his jab, not like going in there looking for it. Set it up. Guy walked onto a big left uppercut, and good night. So yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it.
It is going to be a fun journey, like you said. From your standpoint, as someone involved in his team, is it going to be hard to match in the sense that people are going to see things like that? He's going to keep doing things like that. People are going to want to see him in tough fights. All right, he's only 3-0 now, but we're talking maybe in about a year's time.
Yeah.
These sparring stories I keep hearing, and like you just said, he's putting over European fringe world level heavyweights. Is he going to be a hard person to match and kind of guide as well?
Yeah, absolutely. But and that's just where you've got to invest. Like you see a product like that, like for someone like Frank Warren, who's going to be great for TV because as brutal as it is, people want to see people get knocked out and they want to see him get hurt. So, and you're going to guarantee that with Tommy Fletcher. So. He's only 20 years old, mate. You know how scary that is? Imagine what his power is going to be like when he's 25, 26 and he's an actual full-on man. Like, it's going to be a joke, mate. It's going to be an absolute joke. But yeah, so that's where you've got to invest and pay people more money to come and fight. And that's just the way it's going to be for a while, I think. It is a nightmare already to find him opponents, even before his pro debut, which is weird because he hadn't even fought yet. But he's going to have to probably step up and fight harder guys than what he should. And you're going to have to pay them more money. And that's just the way it is when you punch that hard and you're 20 years old. So it's crazy to think like he's only 20 years old. He's like going to be knocking out like 38-year-old men that are old enough to be his dad and whatnot. Like it's mental, isn't it? But like he wouldn't even legally be able to drink in America. How mental is that? And he's doing that to people. Like it's crazy.
Let's talk about Lerone Richards. Obviously fights tomorrow night against Zach Chelly. Is this kind of perhaps a fight to get Lerone out, get some rounds in, because it's been very static in comparison to perhaps what it should have been, because the momentum from that IBO world title win, you would have expected Lerone to kind of kick on a lot more than he has, and I know you would have wanted that as well.
Yeah, it hasn't gone the way so far that we wanted to, but it doesn't always. Sometimes things go way better and sometimes don't go as good. I mean, essentially, fighting Gongora is probably the hardest fight, one of the hardest fights in that division. No one wanted to fight him. No one wanted to fight Lerone, so you just put them together and make a good fight out of it. But yeah, I don't want to be disrespectful to Zach Chelly because he's in a really good run. I thought he beat Jack Cullen. He just beat 2 undefeated guys back to back. So his confidence is going to be sky high right now, and he probably feels like he can beat Lerone because of the wins he's coming off. But there are levels, and Lerone's operated at a way, way high level. Beat ex-WBA world champion Giovanni DeCaris, he just knocked out Scardina. And he just beat Gongoro, who knocked out Ali Akhmedov. So, you know, that's some streak of his own. So, but I think there's levels, and I think stylistically, Zach Chelly's made for him. And I think, but it's still a nice, interesting fight. There's a bit of needle there. And yeah, it's just to get him out, get him active. And I want to look for something bigger next year, but I don't want to be disrespectful with Zach Chelly and write him off. He's coming with his own plan and his own ambition, so it'll be a good fight.
What's the contractual situation with Lerone and his promotional standing? And after this fight, are you kind of expecting there to be offers from all different angles, and then you can kind of sit down and have a look? Yeah,
he's a free agent as it is. This is a one-fight deal to fight Zach Chelly. We're in the away corner, so it's a one-fight deal. But yeah, I really like the Belanga fight. And I think Top Rank are showing that they want to make 50-50 fights and whatnot. I think Belanga's had enough easy touches now. I think we probably should try and throw him in the deep end. So I would like the Belanga fight for Lerone. I think that'd be a good fight to announce his name on the US stage as well. And then see what can happen from there. But I like that fight, but it's another thing trying to get them to accept to take that fight. Not a lot of people want to fight Lorraine Richards, unfortunately, but Berlanga fight's a fight I would really like to see early next year.
Just a quick update on Joyce. Obviously, Tyson video on kind of going around social media the other day saying if Usyk doesn't want it, then it will be Joyce. I suppose, meanwhile, you can't really rely on the hearsay and gentleman's words and whatever. You need to find something for Joe, and you're going to want something good as well.
Yeah. We're in the Joyce business at all times, and so is Frank Warren as well, and obviously Adam as well. So yeah, we're not waiting on nobody. We've way surpassed that kind of thing where we wait on people. I think Fury's going to fight Usyk, because I believe that Hedrick's going to take a step aside, which is fair enough. I mean, who would want to get in the way of Fury-Usyk? It's a great fight. But as long as we get the winner, I'm not overly bothered. So hopefully we can find a southpaw for Joe to fight early next year, because he doesn't put a southpaw into his 4th pro bout. Like Fury's a switch hitter and Usyk is a southpaw, so it would make sense. And then, yeah, push on to a big fight against either of them in a stadium fight in the summer. That's what I want, and that's what Joe wants, what Joe deserves. And that's what Frank Warren wants as well, which is important as well, is what BT want. So it's just about getting the biggest and best fights for Joe now. He's 37, he's come off that great win, great KO against Parker, and he deserves it. So that's just what it's about, getting him some big fights, getting him some big paydays, and getting him some world titles.
Obviously, he commands a big purse, and he is a headline star and a pay-per-view star now in his own right. Could we see him chief support Fury-Usyk? Because, not funny, that writes itself. Joe wins as chief support, the winner of Fury-Usyk, you've then got them both there. Yeah,
I mean, it's not out of question. Like like you just said, it's a great way to build that fight. Obviously, a lot of people will be watching Fury-Usyk, so there'll be a lot of eyes on Joyce, whoever he fights as well. Like obviously, yeah, Joyce is a headline actor in himself, but like if you can do things like that and it makes sense, obviously we will look into it. But it's definitely a possible option, yeah.
Midnight on Channel 5. Troy Williamson defends his British Super Welterweight Championship against the pretty boy Josh Kelly. Who wins? Find out Friday, December the 2nd, 9 PM, live and free on Channel 5.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.